with this guy inside 6 rounds. Instead of using his brain, wisdom, knowledge, all what he's achieved from amateur to pro and boxing, finding his way and opening up like a nutshell, he walked straight into it.
He didn't walk in with his hands down. He got caught with looping punches. His hands came up when he got caught with the first punch. He wasn't having a rock. He wasn't having a war with him.
No, he wasn't.
He only got.
I understand what you're saying. You said it yourself, looping punches, which means he was in close. Instead of using the reach, using the range to try and set it up, got in close straight away.
I think we're looking at mistakes from Khan instead of good work from Prescott. Prescott was a good fighter, a heavy puncher, and just punched too hard for Amir Khan. Amir Khan got caught. Simple as that, And
he got caught. He got caught cold. He got caught early. It's not the end of the world. He can rebuild from this. It's a massive shock, but the thing I liked most was I liked Amir's attitude at the end. He was level-headed. He sat down. He made a mistake. He'll come again. But
the other problem is Prescott will always be there. He's got to get through him again. Do you think Amir's got a chance at any level?
I have to say, we've seen top amateurs. Errol Christie comes to mind, who maybe just couldn't take the power of a full professional puncher at world level. And Amir Khan has to prove us wrong in this instance.
Frank Warren said it was the coach's sort of call to put him in with him. What do you think of that?
Again, I think they've took a bit of blind faith in a coach they know nothing about. I've worked a lot with the Cubans, great amateur coaches, but what have they done in the pros? They're not in the pros. So a little bit naivety, I think, has come into that. To accept his decision from what he's seen in America. I think it would have been good if they needed to see him. They need to see what he'd done.
Yeah, but this coach is no mug. He's trained a lot of good fighters. He believed in Khan. He believed in what he's seen with Khan working with him. So he believed he could get through Prescott. So I don't think. You're right. He made a mistake, but I just think he believed in Khan.
The coach obviously has his own boxers' interests at heart. So he genuinely believed, as you say, that Amir Khan had the beating of Breidis Prescott. Made a mistake. Breidis Prescott may have improved dramatically over the last 6 months.
I think too much faith. If that's exactly what's happened, they put too much faith in one man. They thought he's a salvation coming in as a coach, and then letting him pick the opponent. They've picked the fights up to now. They should have carried on doing that.
A big conclusion is, as the fights have stepped up, the levels have stepped up, Khan's defence has been more vulnerable. He's been hit a lot more, he's been hurt a lot more, and we had to get to this point to see if he could get through the gates of success.
But you can't go through a fight without taking punches, and the fact is Amir Khan took punches and went down. And you've got to take those punches at world level.
Glenn, can a fighter ever come back from something like that, though?
They can. Fighters have. I myself was stopped, knocked out. Before I come back and won a world title. So it can be done. You've got to have. You've got to want it. You've got to find out what you did wrong. You've got to go to the drawing board. It's a long way back and it's a hard way back. But I think if you want it enough, and I'm sure Amir Khan does, there is a way back.
What do you do with him now, Johnny?
Well, one thing I do is never ever put him in with that guy again. I cannot see him getting past him at all. I would look. We saw Alex Arthur box tonight against Cook. Think about putting that match together. That'd be a good domestic match for us, a good confidence builder for Khan. It'd be good for him to just to dip his toe back in the water, and then still it's just not too much of a level below what he is.
We've warned about Khan's defensive frailties, and they were exposed to a great degree tonight.
They were, and again, I just worry: is it defence? Is it the ability to take a shot? Everybody says through the history of the game, you can't put muscles on your chin. But you can avoid the punches. We've had some brilliant boxers. Amir Khan's got such natural ability and such speed. Maybe he can become a brilliant boxer, and maybe change his style.
Sometimes it's just that the wrong time, the wrong place, and maybe it's just it has been. Prescott might go on to be one of the greats. And Amir Khan might have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just not his name.
Let's get the final thoughts from ringside from Jim and Ian.
Well, the feelings down here really is that maybe a British boxing dream was ended tonight. It's quite a long crime sheet now against Khan, really, in the punch-resistant stakes, isn't it? Craig Watson in the amateurs, Willie Limon, Michael Gomez, and now that really damaging defeat by Prescott. I mean, can he come back from that, really, Jim?
Yeah, I refuse to write off a kid of 21 with Amir's talents, but when you're facing a man with a 90% knockout ratio, you know he can punch, so you find out in the opening round what else can this guy do. But Amir comes straight off his stool, right down to business without a thought, because that's what he's been getting away with in his career up to now. It was too big a jump from where he's been to where he was tonight. That guy was a good fighter, tremendous puncher. There's no disgrace in the loss, but what a disaster.
Yeah, it's a terrible disaster really for Amir Khan. I mean, what about Jorge Rubio, this new trainer? He seems to be taking the rap for it. Frank Warren says it was his idea and we went with his idea. Is he going to stay in a job because all the talk was improved defence, higher gloves and everything? That didn't happen.
Yeah, you have to wonder, but I think one of the problems we have, are you building a fighter or are you building an undefeated record? Maybe that's what they've been doing with Amir. Maybe he needed a couple of more tough fights before he reached this level, but keep in mind he was beaten by a decent fighter tonight.
It is a big rebuilding job if there's to be one.
What will happen in the weeks and months to come, we will find out. The final judgment, Khan against Prescott. You can see that Thursday, 7 p.m. on Sky Sports 2. Our exciting heavyweight competition, Prize Fighter, returns on Friday. 8 heavyweights, a cash prize live from Newcastle's Metro Radio Arena. Friday, 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Well, that's all we've got time for. What a surprise. Khan's world title dreams in tatters. See ya.
I want to be known as one of the best fighters who ever put gloves on in England. I want to send that message across to the people out there. Now it's Amir Khan's turn. All my fights are explosive. Every fight I've had, people have been on the edge of the seats. They don't know what's going to happen. He's going to be strong, he's going to be coming forward to win. He doesn't want to have a loss in his career. It's going to be a big fight. I'm going to be smart and I'm going to beat him one step ahead of him. I look bigger than him there, I look strong. I know I'm stronger than him, I know I'm quicker than him, so it's going to be an exciting fight.
More sport, news and views at skysports.com.